Hey everyone, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Today's topic is about 99% of coronavirus deaths are caused by this one thing. Actually, it's going to be a really good topic. And if you may have noticed, I've kind of taken a little bit of break from social media and the corona thing. And it's been about a week. I've just been taking it all in. I'm going to share with you all that I've learned and all the things that have frustrated me. A lot of it being around social media and a lot of the junk and misinformation as usual. So, and also make sure you watch to the very end. I've got a lot of information on how you can get additional information about the coronavirus and you can improve your health, prevent it, you getting it, preventing the spread of it, and what you can do to just stay healthy and continue to stay healthy long term. So, all right, basically today we'll be discussing at a quick glance, basically the fact that I have actually known a few people who have had the coronavirus and unfortunately those who have died from it. The main problem today, I believe, is what I call infodemic and misinformation. We'll also discuss how most of us are likely to get the coronavirus, but it's not the way you think and it's not so doom and gloom. I'll also discuss what the underlying cause of 99% of all deaths are, as well as who is at the highest risk, and this is over 75%. I'll also discuss the common medication, how a common medication actually makes the virus stronger. Therefore, you might think twice if you're on this current medication. What specific areas of your body the virus attacks the most, so we need to protect those areas, and how you can protect yourself and just dramatically reduce your risk as well as the people around you, especially, older people, our parents and grandparents and so forth. Let's get started. Now, listen, in the past couple of months, again, I've known a few people who have been infected with the coronavirus, and I've known people who have died as well. And since I have a lot of doctor friends, family and so forth, I've been getting specific information from those who are actually dealing with it on a daily basis. I've also spoken to someone at the CDC. I was on a conference call with 4 other people. So, I also heard directly from the people who know what's going on with the accurate information. And I'm not getting my information from the news or from the media, and especially the worst place of all, social media, which is just unfortunately spreading the doom and gloom and all the misinformation and why people are somehow hoarding toilet paper of all things. Now, the person at the CDC told us that the most of the fear is being incorrectly spread through social media. And he actually called it an infodemic rather than a pandemic. And the information and the fear is actually probably making things even worse emotionally for nothing else. But what I wanted to share with you today were just some facts about people who are most likely to get ill and even die from the coronavirus, and thus how you can protect yourself and your family. So please continue watching. I'll give you some additional information, free information at the end of this video. So who is at high risk? Basically, remember, at the end of all of this, many of us will get the coronavirus, all right? But the good news is we'll have no symptoms. And many of us will have some minor flu-like symptoms, maybe a couple days, slight fever, cold, or that type of feeling. And some of us have more severe ones, and a very few percentage may die. So what do 99% of all deaths have in common? Basically, the person has been shown to be not healthy to begin with. They basically had a compromised or weak immune system. They had some other underlying illness or disease, such as they had cancer or had a stroke or heart attack. They had diabetes or an autoimmune disorder. Also, people over the age of 50 are at a higher risk, especially if you're over the age of 70, like both of my parents are. Now, why is this? Well, honestly, it comes down to just, poor hormones, which means a weakened immune system. Remember, your hormones and stem cells protect you from so many things, just as the very young are so protective from this, and are people in their 20s. However, younger people do get it in their 30s and in their 40s. My cousin, who is a doctor, told me that he had a 30-year-old die at the hospital. However, he also said that the patient was obese and vaped daily. Thus, his lungs were very weak, and he was obviously not living a healthy lifestyle to begin with. However, what's interesting is that 76% of the people who have died had high blood pressure. So basically, 99% of people who've died weren't healthy to begin with and had a poor immune system, and 76% have had high blood pressure. And I think that's very interesting because we are seeing patterns, all of which the good news is you can improve on and thus reduce your risks. Unfortunately, about half the adults in the US have high blood pressure to begin with. However, only about a quarter of them, 25% or so, have it under control with medication, which isn't necessarily a good thing. I'll tell you that in a minute. You see, the other 75% of people, we're all walking around with high blood pressure and don't even know it. And this even happened to me a couple years ago. And this is why hypertension, having high blood pressure, is called the silent killer. Most of us just don't know it. There aren't any real telltale signs. Now, this doesn't even take into account all the millions of people who have pre-hypertension. This means it's right before high. It's not super high. It's not high hypertension, high blood pressure, but it is above normal, and thus it's not in a healthy zone. Thus, all these people are at a much higher risk of becoming ill and even potentially dying from the coronavirus. Now, ironically, blood pressure medications are actually thought to actually increase the strength of, COVID, of coronavirus, making it attack the lungs faster and harder. And one of those popular medications are ACE inhibitors. Thus, one of the reasons scientists believe that 75% of deaths have had, people who've had high blood pressure. Again, this is why I always tell people to try not to take drugs, all right? They're just riddled with side effects, indirectly or directly. So try to improve your health the natural way. And the good news is that blood pressure can easily be improved with lifestyle. No drugs are needed. Again, I'll tell you more about all this in a minute. Again, this is something that my family and I, especially my father and I, have had to deal with. Now, lung infections, all right? Pneumonia, which is a lung infection, is the most common complication of the corona. It can also cause damage to the entire cardiovascular system. This is why people with high blood pressure and heart disease are at a higher risk. Now, coronavirus can also damage your heart directly, which can be especially risky if your heart is already weakened by the effects of, high blood pressure, clogged arteries, high cholesterol, and poor blood flow. The virus also causes inflammation to the lungs and the heart, which again makes it harder for the heart to pump and the lungs to breathe. Again, more problems for the heart and lungs. Lastly, if you have plaque buildup in your arteries, which most of us do, especially the people who are overweight and don't exercise regularly, don't eat well, and especially if you're over the age of 45, the coronavirus can make those plaques more likely to easily break apart and thus cause a heart attack or stroke. So at this point, what's the bottom line here? All right, so first of all, we must improve your health, our health. And I'll talk about this an entire topic in the future. You also must improve your immune system, all right? The immune system is the most important factor in all of this and the avoidance of most illnesses. Again, this is why younger people are so resilient to this virus. They have a stronger immune system. And more specifically, you need to strengthen your heart, your lungs, and to lower blood pressure and lower blood sugar levels and improve your blood flow and circulation. Now, again, I'll tell you more about all this in detail. Below in the description area, there's additional links to help fix these areas, again, naturally. And you don't need medication for it. And I haven't even talked about one of the most important aspects of your health, which is your mental and emotional health. And I'll save that for another video. Needless to say, you need to avoid dealing with so much negativity these days, which is what unfortunately sells in social media and the media and all these things on television, all right? Surround yourself with good people and do positive things. I'll have an entire video about all this because I know most of us are stuck indoors. So again, there's more links below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, click that notification and do so now, and you'll get information about the coronavirus and more importantly, how to improve your overall health and immune system. However, again, you need to stop listening to all the negative junk out there. A lot of it is not true. It's misinformation. And stop needlessly worrying about the things that you have no control over. All right? Let's focus on the things that we do have control over. The first is obviously, stay indoors, right? If you don't have to go out, you don't need to do something, don't. It's only going to be a few more weeks. Okay, we'll get through this. This will all be a memory soon. Again, make sure you wash your hands with soap and water as much or as often as you can. That's the most important thing. Do it for 20 seconds. And again, improve your health and immune system. That's the body and the mind. Again, I'm putting together an entire email and video series about all of this. All right, I'll send it to you. Just click the link below in the description area and I'll send it to you all for free over the next few days and weeks. Again, stay healthy, stay positive, and thanks for watching and have a happy and healthy day.